Hi guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be drafting an inverted A-shape gown with a collar. So I'm just going to be showing us how to draft it on a paper. So the measurement I'm going to be using, I'll put it on the screen. I'll be using my shoulder of 15 inches, length of 26, my waist of 24, bust of 32 and hip of 32 too. So to determine the amount of fabric we're going to put on fold, you multiply your hip measurement, you multiply it by maybe 1.5 or by 2 or by 2.5. It depends on how, the fullness you are hoping to achieve. So for me, I multiplied my hip, which is 32. I multiplied it by 1.5 and I got 48 inches. Then that 48, I divided it by 4, which is 12 inches. So it is my 12 inches that I have on fold. When you're cutting an inverted A-shape gown, it's advisable to cut the back first so that you can use the back. You can use it to, you can use it to cut the front. So because this gown, because it has a collar, I have to, put zip at the back of the dress. So this 1 inch allowance is for the zip allowance, and then I measured that 12 inches I told you about. So that means I have about 13 inches on fold, and this half inches, this one I just created, it is like where I'm going to be benchmark for where I'm going to be putting my measurements. So now let's start with the measurements. So guys, I've gone ahead, I've measured my shoulder from this place, from this tip to this place. My shoulder is 15 inches. I divided it by 2, which is 7.5, because my fabric is on fold. So this is 7.5. Don't measure it from this tip. This place is for the zip. So I measured it from this line, from this 1 inch mark, 7.5. Then I came down by 1 inch. That is for my shoulder slope. Then for my neckline, I used 3 inches as the wideness and 1.5 inches for the depth. The neckline we're going to be using for the front is going to be different. So when we get there, we'll explain that. So from this neckline, you connect it to your 1 inch mark. That is for your shoulder slope. So after that, from this place, I went down for my armhole measurement. My armhole measurement is 7.5 inches. So I went down, I measured from here 7.5 inches down. So this is on this line, on this 7.5 inches, I just draw a straight line mark. That is where I'm going to be putting my bust measurement. Then for my waist to my hip, I'm using 15 inches. For my waist here, and for my shoulder, from my shoulder to my waist, this is my waist, I'm going to be, so I measured 15 inches and I draw a straight line. So on this line, on this 7.5 inches mark, I'm going to be putting my bust measurement, and on this 15 inches mark, I am going to be putting my waist measurement. So like I explained, for the bust measurement, I've gone ahead. For this place, this straight line, I just measured my shoulder measurement. I just brought it down so that I'll be able to get a straight line, this straight line there. And what I did is that on this bust line, I measured my bust, which is 32. I divided by 4, which is 8. This is my 8 inches mark. Then I added 2 inches and 2 inches allowance to it. Then to draw the armhole, I just found the midpoint of this line of my armhole. Then this is the midpoint. Then I connected it with a line. Then on the waistline, I got my waist measurement. Don't mind me, I'm supposed to blend this place very well. This line is not very blended. I'll blend it very well. So you got your waist measurement. Then on the lower part of your dress, this is the lower part. I told you 12 inches. Then you're going to add allowance. You add your allowance. You can add like 1 inch allowance to that one. So I added 1 inch allowance. So that's, I told you the lower part is 12. So I made it 13. Then I joined it together. See, I joined it together with a straight line. Then that's it. So that's basically it for the back. Now I'm going to cut it out. Then we'll move to the front. Okay, so I've gone ahead to cut the front. This is my front and my back pattern, sorry. I've cut it out. This is the back pattern. This is how it looks. See, this is how it looks. Now, moving ahead to the front pattern. I've already laid another paper down for let me put my back pattern aside first. I've already laid another pattern down for the front. So what we're going to do is that for the inverted plates in front, you have to determine the width you want, what you want to use for the inverted box plate in front. The thing is, if you are doing a short gown, I think about 3 inches, 4 inches should be enough if you are doing a short gown. But if you are doing probably a long gown, I would advise maybe you go as high as 5 inches. That's what I'm going to say. So now for this one, I'm using a 4 inches. From this tip, I measured 4 inches. I measured it all the way down, then I joined it with a straight line. So I'm going to place my back pattern on it now. I'll show you. So I've placed my back pattern on it. See, place my back pattern on it. I just place the back pattern. I'm going to place it on that line that we created. And then that, see, I just used my paper tape to hold it down so that my paper will not be moving. Then I used a straight line to just connect it to the front, because I'm still going to be cutting my front neckline later. I just use this one to connect it to the front. Then now, what I'm going to do is, I just use this back measurement. I use it to trace out my front measurements. You see, I've already cut out the excess. Now I'm going to remove my back pattern and work on the front pattern. I forgot to mention something. When you want to use it to cut the front pattern, you have to close this your zip allowance. Let me close it and show you. This is it. I've gone ahead. I've closed my zip allowance. You see, I folded it to the back. So it is this, like this now, that I'm not going to place on that front, on that 4 inches mark that I made. Then I'll now use it to cut it out. To do that, you see, this is how it looks like. Then now what I'm just going to do is that I've already notched, I know this place, this paper, this 4 inches mark, I know the tail and the lower part. Then what we're just going to do now, so that we can cut our front neckline, I'm just going to fold it. Let me do that and show you. I said I've gone ahead to fold the something. I folded it to the back, what we are going to be using for the inverted plate. So then I place my back measurement on the front so that I will be able to get the neck width, or you can easily just measure it like that. So this is it, and you see that everything is matching up very well. So now I'm going to determine the depth that I'm going to be using for the front. The measurement I'm going to be using for the front, the depth, I'm using 3 inches for the width. I am going to be using 2.5 inches for the depth. So let me measure that and cut. So I've gone ahead, I've cut the neckline, but when I opened it up, I should have shown you before doing this actually. When I opened it up, I have this piece of paper. I had it here. It was not cut off then. So what I just did was that I just measured that neck depth that we used, 2.5 inches. I measured it here, then I just cut it off. So as you can see. So now what I did is that I just went ahead on this 4 inches mark that we made. You see that I've already opened it before it was closed. So now I opened it. I just used pin. I used it to hold it down. For you, you're supposed to, because I'm using a paper, for you, you're supposed to sew it down. Just sew it to where you want your opening to start from. So maybe you can make it like 5 inches. But me, I sharpened it. I pinned it. See, I pinned it from this place to this place. Then let me show you how it looks on the outside. You can see when I opened it up. See, it's already looking like an inverted plate. I don't know if you guys can see very well. This is it. This is the opening in the middle. This is the top part, is already closed because I used my zip. I used my pin to hold it inside. So this is it. You just sew it the way I told you to do. Where I used the pin to hold my you sew it down to where you want it to be closed. That is the neckline for the front. Then from this place, it is opened. See, let me try to get a clearer picture of it. You see? This is the opening here. Then what you just do is that you just bring the front. You bring the front. You're going to cut the zip allowance. You cut it into, so you know we've not cut it before. So now we'll do that. We'll cut it. I don't want to cut mine, but then for you, you just cut it here. You cut it into 2. Then you sew it together with. You sew it together all the way down. You sew it together with your machine all the way down. Then you bring the front and the back. You bring it together. You join them at the shoulder, at the sides. Then you add your sleeve, any kind of sleeve you want to add. Then you hem the lower part. I'm going to make another video on how to make the collar. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed my video so far, please subscribe to my channel and like my video. Thank you so much, and please do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Thank you. Bye.